This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Everybody thinks, oh, it's better somewhere else. Well, you have to go there and find out for yourself.
The data don't lie. Multnomah County is losing residents. So where are people relocating? We'll have a closer look ahead.
Also, Thorns leadership stepping back this morning after a new report implicates the team for interfering with the league's investigation into sex abuse and misconduct. Coming up this morning, the calls for accountability.
Plus, it is a KGW Good Energy Day. This morning, we are looking at how climate change is impacting fish.
And we're really just trying to give the river a chance to fix itself and maintain a lot of those natural processes that have been damaged from decades of poor river management.
At 5:15, what one organization is doing to help restore those habitats.
And this is fun. This morning, Eric Patterson, our Sunrise photographer, is live in Marion County at Bauman's Pumpkin Patch. That is such a fun place to go, shop for some produce, check out all it has to offer. They've been around since 1984. There's a cider press on site. They've got corn mazes, and of course, I mentioned the pumpkin patch. We are in October and Halloween will be here before you know it. We will continue to give you live looks throughout the show.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday, middle of the week.
Yes.
We got here so fast.
Yes, we did.
we?
You know,
Yeah, I think we've had some fun.
let me just say, it's been so weird weather-wise with October being warm. I'm almost getting used to it. Yesterday felt chilly.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
God, we're so soft.
I
We are so
know,
soft.
right?
So, guess what? 68 at the airport yesterday. I just looked. That's the first time we failed to reach 70 since June. It's been that long.
Wow.
So I'll give you a pass on your weather
Thank
softness, Brenda Braxton. All right, we do have clouds. You can tell it's, the cloud deck is low, kind of hovering over the downtown cityscape. We're at 60 degrees outside. It looks like today's morning cloud cover with some fog pockets will clear out more easily and sooner in the day than we saw yesterday. So looking for some afternoon sun breaks starting at noon, 64, and then more sun than we had yesterday would warm us up into the 70s. 72 when the kids get out of school, and that's your forecast.
Thank you, Rod. Well, for years now, we saw the population in Portland and Multnomah County essentially explode. But a new analysis by our partners at the Portland Business Journal shows the area doesn't have the draw it once did.
Yeah, they found the number of people living in the metro area went up by just 0.1% between 2020 and 2021, and that is much lower than years past. Here's Alma McCarty.
When people leave Multnomah County for good, where do they go? Our partners at the Portland Business Journal found out. Data from the IRS shows more tax filers are moving out than they are moving in. From 2019 to 2020, Multnomah County lost nearly 2,000 tax filers, and the people moving out tend to make far more money than the newcomers. The analysis also shows most are moving to Clackamas County, then to Washington County, and in third across the Columbia to Clark County. Those with the highest level of income are relocating to Deschutes County. Numbers also show many are heading to California, to Arizona, and to Texas. That's not to say everyone is leaving.
Everybody thinks, oh, it's better somewhere else. Well, you have to go there and find out for yourself.
Paul Faber and Nicole Koffler are both Multnomah County residents. They plan on sticking around, but understand why people might choose to leave or go elsewhere.
I'm not necessarily surprised. It's gotten really expensive to live here. And then, of course, all the car break-ins, the thefts, people had it, you know.
I think that things have obviously changed, and it's been a really significant impact in what we love about Oregon, or what we love more specifically about Portland.
Within the last few years, we've seen a huge exodus out of Multnomah County, and even kind of an exodus out of the state.
Katie Spurlock has been a realtor in the area for 20 years.
Our numbers are still climbing, but at a much slower rate than we were experiencing certainly back in the early 2000s.
She attributes this to a couple of things, from families reevaluating their priorities during the pandemic to high taxes, trash, and crime.
God, I was so proud of Portland. You know, it's like the sleepy town that we grew up in all of a sudden is bustling. Yeah, it's a little bit embarrassing. as it is right now, but it has to come back. It just has to.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Now to an update on the fallout from allegations of abuse in the National Women's Soccer League. After the owner and management of the Portland Thorns were blasted in a new investigation, Merritt Paulson, the president of the organization, says he will temporarily remove himself from all Thorns-related decision-making. For more on this morning, we turn to Devin Haskins. And Devin, Paulson owns the Timbers as well.
Yeah, Brenda, that's correct. But he won't be stepping away from any Timbers duties. And neither will the general manager or the president of the team that were also mentioned in that investigation. And some say that is not enough because they want Merritt Paulson to sell the team. At noon on Tuesday, Thorns owner Merritt Paulson released his first public statement about the investigation, saying in part, quote, "I cannot apologize enough for our role in a gross systemic failure to protect players' safety and the missteps we made in 2015. I am truly sorry," end quote. As of right now, he has no plans to sell his teams. Instead, he, along with Gavin Wilkinson and Mike Golub, will remove themselves from any Thorns-related decision-making until the findings of another investigation are released later this year. Those decisions will be made by Heather Davis, that's the team's general counsel. That apology and the findings of the report just don't cut it for supporters of the team and soccer in general. They want more serious action.
We want literally any sort of repercussions. So far, everyone that's been involved is still there. We want tangible consequences and change.
And among those wanting to see some serious consequences, Thorns player Becky Sauerbrunn. She spoke to the New York Times saying any owner or executive who failed the players should be gone. Christine.
Okay, thank you, Devin. Other headlines we're tracking this morning. Police are investigating a deadly crash that killed a cyclist in southeast Portland. They say a woman was hit and killed by a semi-truck at the intersection of Southeast Powell and 26th Avenue. There's a lot of traffic in that area, which is right across from Cleveland High School, and police say some of the students actually saw the accident happen, triggering what the school calls a lockout, which means is trying to keep students safe and also trying to keep them on campus. Police have not identified the cyclist, but say the truck driver is cooperating with the investigation. And two restaurants in Lake Oswego's Mercado Grove are closing their doors. Phil's and Luck St. Jack's opened last July. Both are part of Chef's Table, the restaurant management group behind places like Lardo, Grassa, and XLB. The last day to visit Luck St. Jack's is Saturday, October 29th, while Phil's closes on Wednesday, November 23rd. And a Portland woman just got a $40,000 payout from the city after a jury ruled police used unreasonable force against her at protests in 2020. Erin Wenzel sued the city for assault, battery, and negligence. She claims officers hit her with a nightstick, pushed her, even though she complied with their orders. Jurors heard from medical experts who confirmed Wenzel's arm was broken and that she had PTSD, at least in part, because of what happened. And those are some of your morning headlines.
A Portland landmark damaged during the riots 2 years ago is on its way back downtown. We're talking about the Thompson Elk Fountain. It could be back by next spring. According to a new report from the Portland Parks Foundation, repairs and improvements could cost $2 million. That includes replacing several pieces of the fountain, adding a new pump, and doing seismic upgrades. There would also be safety measures around the fountain.
This is a great public space, and we just want to make it the best we possibly can.
Insurance will cover part of the cost. The manager of the city's arts program says the fountain is insured for $973,000. There's also a fundraising effort underway to cover the rest. It will be up to the city council to decide what, if anything, taxpayers will cover.
And this morning we are live out in Marion County at Bauman Farm for the Bauman's Harvest Festival. Look at that. If you're wondering what that is, they are mixing up some apple cider donuts. Hi, good morning. Our photographer Eric Patterson out there now. The farm has been operating since 1984. I cannot wait to eat some of those donuts. They've got all sorts of activities that includes, you know, your staples like mazes, the pumpkin patch. I can't believe we are this close to October 31st. We're already in October.
It is it's the Disney world, in my opinion, of pumpkin patches in this area.
true.
I mean, it just is.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable
nonstop.
what they've built
The
out
kids
there.
are on a sugar high. It's just crazy.
And they have, I don't know, I want to say a half a dozen different rides of sorts. It's
And
really a lot of
for
fun.
the adults on the weekends, there is hard cider for the, you know, all the tastings. I mean, it's for everyone. Yeah.
I'm talking about the family. Christine's like, they
you
got a
know,
hard cider out there.
Right to alcohol.
Well, you know what? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? 5 p.m. somewhere.
Oh, you know, I enjoy a hard cider myself. All right, here we go with a rain map. Yeah, a rain map. So you go back a couple weeks, and weather models have been throwing a chance of rain at one point this upcoming weekend. Then they took it back. Then it showed up this coming Monday, Tuesday. Then they took it back. Now some of the, not all, but some of the weather models are back to showing a cold front coming in Sunday overnight into Monday morning. And if true, this is the rain amount that we could potentially see this coming Sunday night in through mainly Tuesday morning. About half of an inch of rain at the beach, maybe a tenth or more up here in the valley. This would be similar to the rain we had, about a week and a half ago when we had some showers over a 2-day period. So we'll see. It's very possible that system does weaken and hold to our north, but at some point, these rain chances have to start sticking, right? You would think. Okay, no weather systems with all that said anywhere nearby, and we still have a stretch of dry weather that will hold going into the weekend. We're starting off with morning clouds and fog. It looks like not as impressive of a marine push today. So if that's true, we have a good chance of a lot of us seeing sunshine by the noon hour. We'll see if that develops or not. If we get sun even early afternoon, that would be enough to get us back up into the 70s. Right now, 60 degrees. Only 8 degrees shy of the record, or not the record, but the temperature we ended up with yesterday, which was 68. Here are the current numbers. 54 in Newport. It will be another beautiful sunny day, central and eastern Oregon and up over the Cascades. And some areas, the Dow's right now at 57. Upper 80s will be back near record highs for you folks today out there in Wasco County. All right, so weather model says enough sun to get mid-70s in Corvallis and Salem. Weather model says enough sunshine to at least get up to 70, maybe a little bit better up in the southwest Washington this afternoon. So we'll go 72. I could be too low, but yesterday scared the bejeebers out of me when we only hit 68. And then we have right about around 80 through Sunday, and then I'm putting my hopes on rain chances Monday, Tuesday. Again, at some point, it's going to start raining. Maybe we get some rain next week.
Right, I'm afraid the faucet won't turn off. My goodness. All right, thank you, Rod. Coming up this morning, an effort to create cleaner, healthier waterways. How one nonprofit is helping revive fish populations here in Oregon.